Hello Sagittarius, and welcome to your reading. I'm Empress Rose. This is a general reading, so take what works for you, leave what doesn't. It's not likely that it's going to apply to literally every Sagittarius on the planet today. So just use your own discernment on what's going to work for you. And these cards have all been pre-shuffled very thoroughly and prepared and prayed over and saged and all that. So, all right, we're going to start with the Oracle of Mystical Moments deck to get a general idea of where the reading is going. So we need a message for, we need a message for Sagittarius. That's a lot, but I can handle that. Maybe. That's 5 cards total. So we'll see if anything kind of emerges here. Oh, okay. And also while I was shuffling, the Queen of Hearts came out in a position of offering an emotional gift. So, wow, we have a lot of growing here. Moving on, moving forward, really listening to your heart. And this deck only has one really nasty card. It's Eva. So there could be some deception going on. She looks like she's a flower, but she's actually just made out of serpents. So, so just be aware that there might be something in your environment that's not exactly as it seems. I can't tell if this is intentionally deceptive or accidentally deceptive. Because we all have a tendency to deceive ourselves, and so we can be feeling like we're being honest, but not actually have a full grasp of ourselves on the truth. So there might be some something that's not quite as it seems, or something that's transformed themselves into something else. It might look good, might smell good, might be quite beautiful, but just check and make sure that it's a flower, not the serpents. So it's just a little quick warning. We have the gift. We have an idea that you're protecting, that you want to bring to the world. It's a deep part of you, but it's a message you'd like to bring. You're very protective of it right now. It's definitely weighing on your mind. You'd like to communicate something, but you aren't quite yet. You're listening to yourself. You're growing. This can be a partnership card too. You're listening. You have a deep relationship with somebody right now. This here, I'm seeing another. This is a looking back at the past with rose-colored glasses. So maybe you're looking back at the past that looks like a beautiful garden, but isn't actually a beautiful garden. But you're looking at the past with rose-colored glasses. I don't know if you can see that, but she's got this red band across her eyes, this rosy band. There is a message here in the future, something that needs to be communicated in the future, but isn't yet ready to go there. And we have this lifting off card. So you are setting out on a new adventure. The rest of these are all very contemplative cards, very getting to know yourself, looking at your past, understanding your past, looking at it, wanting to communicate but not communicating yet, having something that needs to be said, but getting to know yourself, listening deeply to your own heart, looking to the past. Yeah, you're listening deeply to your own heart, and it's a message. It's telling you a message that you want to bring forward into the future. You're very protective of it right now. You're in a very protective space right now. You're really holding your emotions right in. There is, just the way these cards have sort of arranged themselves, there is something in your past that's not quite as rosy as you're thinking it is. And it has to do with a communication that you need to bring forward. And then we have this lift off, a long way home. We have there's a part of you that's got to go with the flow right now. You've pulled up anchor, and you're not going to be going as fast as you would like to go to where you need to go. But there is this switch here from looking at this past where there might have been some deception or misunderstanding, to holding it right now of just thinking, sitting with your feelings, listening to your heart, listening to your intuition, bringing together sort of just holding it right now. Right now you're listening to yourself and you're holding it. And then there is this like lift off coming where you're going to pull up anchor and move forward. But there's going to be a part of this journey that is not really under your control. So let's move to the Santa Muerte deck, the regular spread. That was a lot of cards there. Hopefully we organized them in a way that made sense. All right, so these also have been very thoroughly shuffled and dealt with. Okay, we need a message for Sagittarius. What is a true thing, useful thing for Sagittarius now? This is your past, 8 of Pentacles, present, strength, internal landscape, the Fool. What blocks you is 5 of Wands. Your external landscape is 4 of Wands. You have the 9 of Pentacles in your to-do list. And you have the Page of Swords as a possible outcome. So you're in your recent past, you've held. So that's what I'm seeing here is this holding energy. You're holding a package. You're holding a package. You're holding on to something. You're just hunkered down. You've got a lot on your mind. You're thinking it through. You're sorting yourself. You're just holding on to your money, your ideas. You're just holding, waiting for the most prudent time to move forward, or maybe even waiting for like a better understanding. I think that when we have like sort of a waiting energy, I think that's like a good energy to be in, a patient energy. And then when something will arise in us to cause us to move forward, and this is a much better place to be coming from than a frenetic, like a do energy, because then you muddy the waters. So this is a letting the waters still, letting the calm come down. You're grounding, you're holding your own. In your present energy, you have the strength, you have the wrestling of your inner demons. So this is again sort of a holding energy, but this is more active holding back. So it looks like you do have this message. And maybe this is your 8 of Pentacles energy of this like holding, listening, deeply connecting. And this is more of your like still holding back, still holding on to your emotions, containing yourself, wrestling with your inner demons, dealing with something internal that's taking all of your strength. But you know what? There's joy in the struggle. There's something here where you're happily wrestling this demon. You're proving your strength. You're showing your strength. You're enjoying this wrestling match. It's very active, very dynamic. There's a lot of unsettled energy, and you're bringing it to heal. And there's a sense of power there that you're experiencing. Your internal, okay, so your internal vibe is the Fool. And I'm seeing this is the beginning of a journey as well. We've pulled up anchor. We're going to move forward. This is, as I was saying, like this is a lack of, you're not going to have full control over the journey. There's a lot of like going with the wind, you know, a hot air balloon isn't, it's like it's not in charge of its own direction. You know, a hot air balloon requires, you know, paying attention to the weather, to the surroundings. If you have some place you want to go, you need to launch that balloon at the right time and pay close attention to the weather. Once you're launched, it's just anybody's game. And so this is what I feel internally you're feeling is a readiness to move forward, an eagerness for a new adventure, for something. So to pull up anchor and move on, there's this butterfly, this flitting yellow butterfly that you're going to follow. And there's a divineness to this urge. There's it's time. It's like you were sitting in this energy, this waiting, holding energy, and this is telling you you're starting to feel internally like it's time to move forward with this idea or with this gift and this communication that you have. So he's like not properly packed. I mean, he has what he needs. He has what he needs. It's just not neat and organized. And he's leaving this graveyard and he's moving forward and he's ready for the new adventure. Not ready, but he feels that energy to move forward. But we're not like, the suitcase is not well packed, but we do have what we need. It's just that impulse for a new adventure, and you understand that you're not going to be able to be in control of everything. You get that, but you're still willing to move forward. And what's blocking you is this 5 of Wands. So this is sort of this inspiration, this lighting the match. So what's blocking you is that spark isn't quite lit. And gosh, it sounds like last week's too. That spark isn't quite lit. You're not quite... You don't have that inspiration. And that's what I'm seeing here. Like, I mean, you're having an internal inspiration, but you're having a hard time translating that into an external action where the fire has been lit under your ass and it's really time to go. So you're not having that. And whether you're holding yourself back or it's just really not quite time for you to make your move, that's what's blocking this. It's just this not quite ready to light the match, not quite ready to move forward with this 5 of Wands. You've got 4 more matches, you know, and so it's in your blocking position. So it's just saying you don't have this yet, this whatever it is that gets you off your ass. Internally, you're ready to go, but there's something that needs to switch over between your internal and your external situation to bring that to life. Like you've got the key, you've got it in the ignition, but something's not turning it over yet. And even though you're feeling ready to turn it over, turn the key over and turn this car on and get it going, something's blocking it. And it could be yourself, because sometimes when we get in this like hold energy, it can become a stagnant energy. And that is so hard. Sometimes you need something external to come along and push you out of that stagnant energy. Or you could just be reading this whole situation well and understanding that the wind's just not right quite yet. So something's keeping you from moving forward, even though you have that in your heart that that's what you want to do. You have the understanding that you need to pull up anchor and launch. So in your environment is this 4 of Wands. This is like a celebration. This is a successful business. This is a very successful venture. She's very proud of where she's come. She's got her little, she's got her bar set up. She's got her money. She's got her everything. She's got everything she needs. Now, typically, this is like a celebration energy. The 4 of Wands is sort of like I think it's called a shippa. It's the little like outdoor tent on the poles, and it's a place of celebration, harvesting, celebrating the harvest. So that's actually what's going on here, is celebrating a harvest. So in your environment, something's come in, some sort of ship's come in, or some sort of venture has been successful. We have these flowers blooming, these pots planted, and we've made our wares and we're ready to bring them to the world. So that's what's going on in your environment, is a successful partnership, a successful venture, a harvesting that's ready to go, ready to bring out to the world. In your to-do column, you have the 9 of Pentacles. So this is that you are you're successful in something, but there is an unsettled energy. But you have succeeded, and it's time at what you wanted to do. So you're looking at this past here. And it's been successful, and you're in the middle of that, and it's time to look forward to the next thing, though. That's what this is saying, is you've accomplished what you need to accomplish right here in this situation, and it's time for you to move up and move forward. So you are feeling that. So you're feeling that inside, that it's time to move from this hold energy and move forward. And this is telling you that it is time to look for bigger and better things. You've accomplished what you set out to accomplish. You've achieved it. You've acquired what you need to acquire. And it's time to envision the next steps. So this isn't necessarily saying go out on the next steps. This is, though, talking about like planning your next steps, understanding that the situation you're in right now is completed. It's where you need to be. It's done. And this is saying plan out your next steps, because where you're at has the harvest is here. So she's, this is a full, she's like planted, she's harvested, she's brought this stuff into the world. And this is saying, okay, now that you did that, now that you did this whole thing, move on. So this is saying like, it's time to start, it is time to light the match, at least on the ideas, at least so that you can start seeing where you want to go next. So this spark this lack of a spark that's blocking you, this is saying it's time to at least light the spark so you can see where you're at and where you want to go and start really envisioning that. So this is cool. So then in your possible outcome is this Page of Swords. So this is thinking, getting some clarity, asking some questions, figuring out where you want to go. This is learning about new ideas, learning about communication. We have these birds and this gift that wants to be given. And this is sort of a figure out how to communicate, figure out who you need to send that email to, who you need to ask. So this is start envisioning where you're going. And then the possible outcome, the outcome that we're looking at is communicate, ask questions, learn, absorb, become a student of once you have this vision, really start learning about where you want to go and what you want to do, who you need to contact, who you need to listen to, find your mentors. Make sure you're thorough. Don't miss anything on this. As you do your research about where you want to go and how you want to move forward. So this is still like, we have this inspiration that we want to move forward. We have this encouragement to really strike the match, dispel the darkness, look at where you want to go, start looking for it, planning on it, dreaming about it, and then start taking some concrete ways to learn about what your next idea is and where you want to go with that. So, Sagittarius, I hope this was helpful, and I would love if you would like, subscribe, comment, anything to help my little baby channel keep growing and find the audience that can use these messages. So thanks for watching.